Day 14 of the Stanley Cup playoffs is in the books, and it's about a bunch of zeros. One team goes up 2-0. One team wins 4-0, and one team's up 1-0. We'll talk about all those zeros and more. This is Teal Town After Dark, Stanley Cup edition. Good evening, everyone. It is Monday night, August 24th, 2020, and we are sweating in hockey jerseys. No kidding. Welcome to Teal Town After Dark. We do this after every single night in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So if you want to be a part of the show, hey, join me in the super chat with our fellow hockey friends on the page or the app. Of course, follow us on the social, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, Reddit, and Discord. Shout out to our Discord followers as well. We have a good time talking about the game in the chat there, and we also have some fun every now and then on some Fridays. With that, good evening, everyone. Yours truly, Eric Curra. You can follow me on Twitter at PuckGuy14. Of course, let's show off the jersey of the night. No, it is not Martin Jones, and no, it is not Antti Niemi. Let's just say I'm feeling sexy. Tyson Sexsmith is the jersey tonight. So, hope you are enjoying this. It's loose. It's like, oh gosh, okay, feels so much better. You know who else is feeling better? Joe Pavelski. Joe Pavelski's having a playoff for his life, and he had a great one in 2016. This one, he seems to be on a roll already. And to look at some of these things, some of the chat already, Sleepy Mofo, I saw Pavs and thought Burns was in the thumbnail. Could that be foreseen points? We'll see about that. Ruben, Joe Pavelski is Dallas Stars hockey. Yeah, he got them going tonight. Not so mid-major. How much do you miss Pavs? Yeah, quite a bit. Pretty good. You know, not gonna lie. I mean, he brings his game forward. Yeah, but you know, in the playoffs, I mean, I think he had like 16 goals in the regular season, and some were questioning his thing. Well, now you're seeing how much you're paying Joe Pavelski for. So there's that. Let's begin the show though. It's the first game of the night. Islanders and Flyers. We thought that maybe Thomas Greiss, former Shark Thomas Greiss, was going to eventually get into these playoffs. At the rates Semyon Varlamov is going, he's not going to let him. Semyon Varlamov is on the verge, and he could do it within, like, I think the first 39 seconds of Game 2, which is quite possible, of breaking the all-time Islander playoff shutout streak record. It was like 152-62 minutes and 20 seconds. He helped the Islanders win 4-0 in Game 1. Craziness goes a long way because we talk about Carter Hart as being the goalie that Philly has been waiting for since Ron Hextall. I think we've heard that in so many of the promos. No disrespect to the water boy, Brian Boucher. But, I mean, come on. He's been a really good one. So, but, you know, sometimes he's had his hiccups here and there. Both teams put up 29 shots. You know, Varlamov stopped all 29. You know, Islanders not so much. And, things got going early, with Andy Green, the longtime New Jersey Devil now playing for the New York Islanders, gets his first goal in nearly a decade, which the broadcasters conveniently made fun of because it was against Brian Boucher. Although I think Boucher had the last laugh because he got to play in the Cup final. Or no, he didn't. I think it was Leighton that got to play most of the Cup final, or in that manner. Stay hydrated, folks. So Andy Green essentially gets the game-winning goal 6 minutes into the game to make it 1-0. Then the Islanders just go on a barrage throughout the third period. JG Pajot gets his fifth to make it 2-0. Anders Lee from a nice pass from Matthew Barzal to make it 3-0. I mean, they were already in trouble there, but then Flyers coach Alain Vigneault decided to go full Patrick Waugh and pull the goalie with about 7:45 left in the game. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. Devon Taves gets the empty netter to make it 4-0. That was pretty much it. Philly has so many offensive weapons, but where is Couturier? Where is JVR? Where is Giroux? I think Konechny has like 1 goal in the playoffs this year. Where is the Flyers' offense? I mean, seriously. If Philly gets their offense going, they could run away with this, especially in the East. But putting in performances like that where you're kind of leaving your goaltender hung out to dry to save every game, yeah, you're going to have nights like these. So, I don't know. And not so mid-major asking, down 3-0 in this kind of a series, when do you pull the goalie? You have a point there. I mean, 7 minutes to go, and they really, and I think more than anything, if they had some momentum going, okay, I could see maybe, yeah, you could try it, or if they gotten a goal, made it 4-1, and then pull the goalie, because you have that momentum. I don't know. It's tough, but it's only the opening game of the series, but gotta say, man, Washington's hating life that they're seeing their former coach go to, taking care of opponents early and often in these series. And for that matter, Toronto fans are probably like, wow, so John Tavares only won 1 playoff series in his career, and now the Islanders with Lou Lamoriello is they've gone to the second round back-to-back years. Yikes. Now, do I expect Philly to come back? Oh yeah. If they don't, I'll be very stunned. Very, very stunned in that one. Kevin Portillo, go Sharks. Thank you. I don't think we've seen you in the chat, so if you're new here, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below. Normally, when we do this will be after every single Sharks game, so appreciate all of you joining me. But the Sharks play in the West. We'll talk about the West now. Dallas and Colorado, Game 2. Pavel. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get this name mixed up. I can already hear Kevin Lacey, chirping me already. Pavel Francouz. Hopefully I got that right. Gets the start. Philip Grubauer out indefinitely. Defenseman Eric Johnson, who spells his name the right way, out indefinitely. Avs are getting beat up and having trouble keeping the lead here. Avalanche taking 1-0 lead early. Nathan McKinnon, again a beast, gets one in from Rantanen to make it 1-0. Then the second period, we switch things up. This time, Rantanen gets a goal from McKinnon near midway through the second period, and it's 2-0 on a power play goal. You were thinking, okay, Colorado is going to come back and even the series. No. Corey Perry, I'll say this, as a pain in the ass as he is, a pest, a whatnot. He goes in, slashes Francouz, causes a big old thing to go down, and sure enough, causes Colorado to take a penalty. And then they take another penalty by cross-checking Joe Pavelski into the net. Ian Cole, way to go. And what happens on the ensuing 5-on-3? Pavelski finds the right side for the one-timer, bangs home his league-leading 7th goal from Radulov and Sagan at 9:54 to make it 2-1. And then all of a sudden things started getting going. Not even 40 seconds after that, Radek Faksa gets a power play goal to make it 2-2, which, all of a sudden we got a new hockey game. And then, like, not even 5 minutes after that, Alexander Radulov gets a piece of a puck. It literally flips over Francouz's head and into the net, gives Dallas the lead. They would not look back. In fact, they would get another goal from Esa Lindell on a jam play to make it 4-2 near the end of the second period. They had to review that, which I don't know if it's the playlist from Colorado, because remember, this is considered a Colorado home game, or if it was the DJ that was there in the building at Rogers Place in Edmonton. But Enya, really? Enya, really? Okay. But then when you broke out the Never-Ending Story, that's when you got me. Big time. I mean, you gotta love the creativity all around. They've done a masterful job in the bubble. But who knows? So. And then third period, Jimmy Oleksiak gets the empty netter with about 10 seconds to go. That will seal the deal for Dallas. They go up 2-0 in the series. They withstand an avalanche of shots, 40 by Colorado on this night, 38 saves by Antoine Khudobin, who you also have to start thinking, okay, here's a hot goaltender. He's keeping his team in it, But Colorado's got to have to figure out something either 5-on-5 or on the power play. Yes, good news, you get 2 power play goals. Bad news, it was on 8 tries. Dallas did a great job on the PK. Dallas also delivering the hits on a speedy, skillful team. That should be interesting to see down the road, because there were some hits that looked like Cale Makar didn't like. Nazem Kadri blocked a shot inadvertently. He was hurting a little bit. You gotta wonder what's gonna go on as this series goes forward down the road. But Joe Pavelski does it again. He gets a goal on this one, his 7th of the playoffs. He's just on a roll, folks. We're not even halfway through, and we're not even halfway through the second round, and he's already got 7 goals in the playoffs. So good for him. Not good for the Sharks, but I digress. 21 pucks, breaking it down for us. When every team in the playoffs, minus Vancouver, has a former Shark on their roster. Philly has Braun. Tampa has Goodrow. Isles have Grice. Dallas has Pavs. Boston has Corrali. You can technically even throw in Charlie Coyle for that matter. Colorado has Long Beach native and Jonas Donskoy. And then Vegas has PDB and Steve Spott. Yeah, great. Terrific. The kind of guy you don't want on your team but don't want to play against. Yep, that is Pavelski for sure. Indeed. When will the NHL have official stand for interviews? I'm still questioning the goal that stood for the Stars. No way the official can see the puck go in. There was Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. There was a view, and I believe it was that special camera that that uh, the league is using. Was it the? I know John Shannon uh, was mentioning it. It was the parallax camera, the one that's like kind of going in and out. You're showing the view of the such. Let me pull it up here. We're gonna get a little technical here, folks. This could be a disaster in waiting, but nonetheless, here we go. Uh, so you have this, and there you go. So this replay here was, I guess, one that wasn't shown on air, but that right there shows that it was a good goal for the fourth goal for Dallas on this evening. So there is that for you. Racist fan rocks for Joe versus Vegas again. What, we're already counting out Vancouver? Really, we're already counting out. I don't blame you for that matter. You know, I wasn't on last night as Technologist was on. If you haven't watched that already, check it out following this broadcast. Would appreciate it. I know AJ would and such. But that's yeah, great view. I'm glad it can be confirmed, but how did the official behind the net see it going? There must have been something, and sometimes, sometimes I think they assume, unfortunately. And of course, they probably would be like, okay, I'm not sure. We'll call it a goal. I'm pretty sure it's a goal, but let's go upstairs to make sure. And that's the interesting one, is that when we have that happen, is we'd like to see the official say something, or have the or like have an official statement on it. So, all right, with that, let's take a look at the Western Conference bracket. Dallas leads 2-0. They will play again Wednesday night, 7:30. Avalanche need to get this game here before it gets deep into trouble. Tomorrow night at 6:45, Vegas will take on Vancouver in Game 2 of their second round series. Vegas is up 1-0, although very dominant performance last night by the Golden Knights, and really, I think, really got into the heads of the Canucks. One thing that the Sharks learned very well from last year in the playoffs, to ignore what Ryan Reeves is doing, but they haven't. He's in their heads, and seeing how Quinn Hughes was down and out during the third period really questions my psyche for him. I was very high on Quinn Hughes, but to have him be down and out like that, not a good look. I mean, he is a great player, but not a good look. And granted, there is frustration, and it's a welcome to the big boys. Welcome to the big boys. That being said, between Dallas and Colorado, because I think Grubauer is going to be out for a bit, I think now the focus shifts over to Dallas Stars being the team that might have a chance to take out Vegas. It's going to be a tough one. Tough one to see. So, in the East, let's go over there. The Islanders won 5-2, or 5-2. Try this again. 4-0. 5-2 was the score for the Dallas and Colorado. Islanders went 4-0. Islanders up 1-0 in the series. They will play again on Wednesday at noon. It is a three-game schedule for Wednesday to meet all the requirements of the television providers, or the television like rights holders, Sportsnet and NBC. Tuesday at 4 p.m., Game 2 of the Boston-Tampa Bay series. Boston with a strong performance over Tampa Bay. They lead 1-0 there in that series. So interesting to see what that will be like. The best part is that there's going to be 3 games on Wednesday. Both Eastern teams will play, and then you'll get the nightcap of Dallas and Colorado, I believe, at 7:30. So definitely getting a lot of action for all that. Hey, it's not the 5-6 games that we had one time, but enjoy it. Enjoy it. Because who knows when we're getting back to a rink. I really don't know. And the strange thing is, I have not really heard anything about renewals. I know the Sharks 365 holders are getting paid or are paying every month and still trying to figure out what's going on. But an interesting tweet that came out by John Shannon today in his tweets, and he says, hearing the NHL and the PA had preliminary talks about next season. One proposal is to create 4 bubble cities and rotating all 31 teams in those venues in 8-game increments. At present, there's no indication if all cities would be in Canada, but makes the most sense. It would make the most sense. I know MLS is having issues right now trying to get their season back up and going. And the thing is, MLS is having all their American cities play American teams and all the Canadian teams playing in the Canadian cities. So it's makes you wonder if that would be an issue, that you would still have the border closed for Canada to come down to the U.S. and that the U.S. teams would have to go up to Canada. So my question to you is this: would you be okay if they expanded the bubble of sorts? Like put it in Vancouver, Edmonton, and Toronto, and let's say Montreal. You could go Winnipeg and Ottawa as well if you want to stretch it out. But we'll see. We'll see. I believe Elliot Friedman had the same thing on it. I'm not sure if that's the case, but we will take a look and see if we can find it for you. Looking in the chat while I'm doing that, Kevin Portillo asking how do you feel about the Sharks next season? I am unsure. Kind of everything is up in the air just because with everything coming out, and plus you have the draft, you also have free agency. What will the Sharks do? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do, and that'll determine on whether or not it's doable. So it wasn't Friedman. Maybe it was Darren Drager. Are we headed towards well, I guess that was on the Ray and Drags broadcast, but you have 4 months to go. Right now, this would be like if you had gone to the Cup final and then you had your regular off season. you have to figure out something. You also have to figure out sponsorships. You also figure out ticket holders and all that. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, because it is tough to figure that out. And it's going to cost the league a bunch of money. Races for Fan Rocks 4. We could put money down for season tickets down here in Baco. So, hello, Bakersfield. You have a great coach in Jay Woodcroft coaching the Condors down there. Ruben, fly me to a bubble in Canada with a work visa. That's no problem. Yes, of course. Of course. That's true. Not so mid-major with the situation in the U.S. currently. However, it would work to make sure all teams aren't tired and doesn't affect any possible injuries expanded in Canada. Definitely. RBG Productions. The Avs are in trouble, but I ain't mad at it. Go get that cup, Avs. All right. And for Kevin, do you see Thornton in a Sharks jersey next season? Good question. Maybe. If you want me to put a percentage, I would say right now 60%. So, my thing is you need to let people start letting people know, because there are some angry 365 holders that are paying a boatload of money to during a pandemic that are getting hit up with automatic payment at the first of every month. I don't blame them. I don't blame the Sharks either, for that matter. But give us a reason. Like, I'm a Shark pack holder. I don't think I've heard from my rep in months. And unfortunately, I don't think they have any info to go off of at this moment. So, but with that, I think I will leave you at hand. Again, what you have coming up in the East, you'll have Boston and Tampa Bay at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Boston's up 1-0. The Islanders and Flyers will resume on Wednesday at noon. And then in the West, you have Dallas and Colorado taking the day off tomorrow. They will play at 7:30 on Wednesday as the third game of a triple header. And Vegas and Vancouver will resume their series tomorrow at 6:45 in Edmonton. If you missed anything or want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher. This show is exclusively on our YouTube channel only during the Stanley Cup playoffs, especially since it's the Sharks. But there are other programs like The Pucknologist with AJ, Rocket, and Jerk. So you can check it out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And, of course, always available at tealtownusa.com. Definitely also check out the recent interview that AJ had with NBC Sports California, Sonia Tydinko. I was trying to find a specific title for her. But definitely check that out. A lot of fun. We have fun with talking about her and the stuff that goes behind the scenes at the network, and how Sharks game flows out and such. So definitely check that out, and check out The Pucknologist. That was live last night. And with that, we'll get out of here. Appreciate each and every one of you. We miss you all. Be safe. Felix, I know you were in here earlier. Hope you're doing okay, buddy. But meanwhile, hit that subscribe button down below. Follow us on the social media. Check out all our content. We appreciate each and every one of you. Be safe. And until next time, keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real teal. Have a great night, everyone. We'll check back in with you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.